everyone, welcome to the UkePod, India's first ever ukulele podcast show where we talk about news related to ukulele, festivals, articles, music, instruments, a lot of stuff. We also might get some guests on the show and talk about the same. If you are a player or a teacher, then this might really interest you. By the way, hey, I am Sayali.
And I'm Gladson, and we welcome you to this fifth episode. This is so exciting. We've already finished 4 episodes. It's great to start this new year with a new episode, and today's episode is all about.
Strumming. We are
Yeah.
going to discuss everything about strumming, all of your doubts, right from how to strum. And a lot of you guys ask us a lot of questions. So we are going to cover everything in this episode.
Absolutely. It's going to be really, really fun. Probably a short one because we want to give you as much as we can in a couple of minutes. So sit back, put your earphones. If you're listening to us in your car or watching us on YouTube, stay tuned. And by the way, we come out with episodes on the 1st and the 15th of every month. So yeah, double treat every single month. All right, so there are a lot of most asked questions which we're going to be talking about, which we're going to be discussing. So one of the things that people ask and we're going to be talking about is whether you should use your thumb or your index finger. कौन सा उंगली बेस्ट है बजाने के लिए? क्योंकि मैं तो भाई सारे उंगलियां का इस्तेमाल करता हूँ and yeah, I mean it works for me, but we're going to have this quick discussion on what Siley thinks and what I think and what you can take from this. So, Siley, let's start with you.
Okay, what I feel is as a beginner, you should stick to one finger, either thumb or index, whichever you feel is comfortable for you. For me personally, I use index finger as much as I can while strumming the ukulele. And I feel very comfortable using index finger while strumming. And if I play same strumming patterns with the thumb, तो वो इतना comfortable नहीं लगता है. तो I think it's very subjective and depends on what you are playing as well. या तुम खुद कितना comfortable हो उस चीज के साथ. Depends totally on person to person.
So you're saying that you don't really need to use 2 fingers in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean start off with one finger at least. And then you can add on as much as you want. मतलब ऐसा strumming में कुछ hard and fast rule नहीं है कि आपको सिर्फ एक ही उंगली से play करना है. You can play with all the fingers, right? But just to get the groove off or just to get habitual to the concept of strumming, start off with any one finger you want.
Absolutely. I mean, so we have learned from our mentors that you should start. It's best to start with one finger. Then you can add another finger. Like if you start with your thumb, then you can add your index finger later on. Or if you start with your index finger, then you can add your thumb and then slowly use both. And then you start alternating it. Then you can probably start using your other fingers to kind of get into the entire groove of the song, because not all songs really require all fingers.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing a simple strum, you don't really need even 2 fingers. But I say that when you use 2 fingers and if you know how to alternate them properly, एक finger के load से वो it is shared between the other 2 fingers and it makes your play a lot more free flowing, which is very important, I feel. In terms of how I play it, I like to use all my fingers because I play mostly fingerstyle ukulele, and what happens is that there are certain sections where you need to use more than 2 or 3 fingers at the same time. And that's where strumming and playing the melody can be kind of combined and played together. But then again, it's very, very subjective. I mean, that's going to be our conclusion. And if you have to take back something from here, be rest assured that one thing is you need to keep listening to the song over and over again. We've also said this in our previous episodes because listening is very important. So if there's a song like Somewhere Over the Rainbow You're not going to be using all your fingers and making it sound absolutely complicated when the song in itself is pretty simple, very chill. You literally need your index finger or only your thumb. So yeah, I mean, you don't really need to use all your fingers, and it is not wrong to do it. But if you are just starting, use one finger, then go on to two, then start alternating it, and then try out different things.
Yeah, as I said, there is no hard and fast rules when it comes to strumming. You can go as per you want, as per you need, and totally depends on what kind of effect you want to give to the song, or how you want to convey a particular song in a particular way to your
Right.
audience.
Absolutely.
तो काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें या काफ़ी सारे फैक्टर्स आते हैं एज एन इंस्ट्रूमेंट प्लेयर वाइल डूइंग द स्ट्रमिंग.
Right.
It's just not restricted to one finger. Keep that in mind as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I hope that helps. Okay, moving on from here. The second thing that we're going to be talking about is the way you strum on a guitar and the way you strum on a ukulele is absolutely different. I mean, I know a lot of guitarists who just take the ukulele and first position it like a guitar and then start strumming it like the guitar. And that's where I go and tell them कि भाई ये ऐसा नहीं चलता है, इसका अलग स्टांस है, there's a different way of playing it. Friend, what is your take on this?
Yeah, true. I mean, both, as we discussed in the previous episode, both the instruments are different and the way of playing both the instruments are different. So we use plectrum when it comes to guitar. I'm talking about acoustic guitar specifically क्योंकि गिटार बोला तो पहला इमेज acoustic guitar का आता है लोगों के माइंड में. So acoustic guitar हम plectrum से बजाते हैं, but we don't use plectrum as such on ukulele because those are nylon strings. Exceptional cases है जहाँ पे लोग plectrum use करते हैं, जैसे finger picking करते वक्त. So a lot of people use a thumb pick to give a volume or a sort of brighter sound effect when it comes to finger picking. And then some people use felt wala plectrum because that is sort of a lighter material and it won't damage the nylon strings. So ऐसे कुछ एक्सेप्शनल केसेस है, बट आइडियली अगर आपको उकुलेले बजाना है तो ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आपने प्लेक्ट्रम यूज़ करना चाहिए, और एटलीस्ट आई वोंट रेकमेंड यूजिंग प्लेक्ट्रम बिकॉज आई फील कि उससे काफ़ी रेस्ट्रिक्शंस आ जाते हैं व्हेन यू आर प्लेइंग द इंस्ट्रूमेंट, या आपको अगर स्ट्रमिंग के अलग अलग टेक्निक्स यूज़ करने हैं तो वहाँ पे इट गेट्स रेस्ट्रिक्टेड.
It's more like भगवान ने आपको 5 उंगली दिया है. So there's 5 point of contact from your fingers to the strings of the ukulele, but then you choose one point of contact with the plectrum. Of course, so plectrums are mostly used in guitars also because acoustic guitars or electric guitars have steel strings and they kind of hurt you on your fingers, and people use that because it's steel strings. And it's not a hard and fast rule that you should only use a plectrum over there. Like, for example, I do not. I use a plectrum only on my electric guitar. So it's very, very subjective. But in terms of ukulele, there are exceptional cases. But if you ask us, both of us are people who do not use plectrums. Have you tried one?
I have tried thumb pick.
Okay.
फिंगर पिकिंग जब करते हैं, लाइक ट्रेमुलो फिंगर पिकिंग एंड ऑल, तो हार्शली जब अगर बजाते हो तो वो काम आता है बिकॉज वन रीजन इज आई डोंट ग्रो माई नेल्स, एंड दैट इज सॉर्ट ऑफ एन एक्सटेंशन ऑफ नेल, द थंब पिक. तो वो काम में आता है while doing the finger picking. And another thing is, if you use, even though you grow your nail and if you use your natural nail to do the picking, it is going to damage it. Like, it is going to damage your it's going to damage your natural nail. So a lot of people, what they do is they put on acrylic nails.
Yeah.
just giving an information.
Like our most popular Taimane gardener.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have not seen too many big artists play with the plectrum, except for Taimane. And when Taimane plays, I'm just waiting for when the strings are gonna break, to be very honest. Because I mean, okay, now that's my taste. I'm not the kind who plays that harsh, but there are people who play it harsh. So I wouldn't say it's absolutely wrong, but why do you want to use it when you have your fingers?
Yeah, it's subjective, no?
Yeah.
कि मतलब जरूरी नहीं है अगर किसी ने यूज किया तो तुमने भी यूज करना चाहिए. यू हैव टू फाइंड इट ऑन योर ओन कि तुमको क्या पसंद है, तुमको क्या कंफर्टेबल लगता है.
Yeah.
I like the feel of gliding the fingers over the string. तो जो feel रहता है ना वो अच्छा लगता है मुझे while playing the instrument. So
even when you play it with your fingers, you know कितना pressure लग सकता है.
Yeah.
You have a better control of it
Yes, exactly.
than an external piece of plastic
Yeah.
or nylon or whatever.
True. At the same time, control के ऊपर हम बात कर रहे हैं तो totally you can तुमको अगर louder volume में accent दिखाना है तुम्हारे सॉन्ग में या जो भी तुम बजा रहे हो उसमें, या लोअर वॉल्यूम का एसेंट देना, यू कैन हैव अ लॉट ऑफ कंट्रोल ऑन दीज छोटी चीजें जो काफी कुछ डिफरेंस लाती है while playing anything on the instrument.
Yeah, accenting is absolutely important. Then if you don't accent your play, you won't understand the emotion of the song.
Yeah, true. So that's the basic answer or the conclusion to the thing which a lot of people have in mind कि हाँ हमने plectrum use करना चाहिए या नहीं. हम recommend नहीं करेंगे because we don't like using plectrum. But in case you want to, you can go for that. Make sure those are not the plastic plectrum. While strumming, I'm not talking about finger picking.
Yeah, because then it hurts the nylon and you probably won't enjoy it.
Yes.
We leave that to you.
Yeah. Another thing is the way you strum matters a lot, because a lot of people come and ask that I'm strumming, but then my finger is hurting, or I'm feeling pain in my finger, मेरा finger सूज गया है, तो क्या करना चाहिए मैंने. पहली बात तो इतना होना नहीं चाहिए. You are strumming in a wrong way, या तुम कुछ ज्यादा pressure लगा के strum कर रहे हो. Keep that thing in mind. If your finger is getting hurt या तुमको pain feel होता है, finger सूज रहा है, तो absolutely you are strumming it in a wrong way. Don't dig deep into the fretboard while strumming. I don't know why a natural instinct for people कि हाँ एकदम harshly ही strum करना है या fingerboard में dig करके ही strum करना है. Please don't do that. That's not the right way. Just put in enough pressure कि pressure भी नहीं बोल सकते इसको. It's just कि तुम्हारा
sound आया तो काफी है.
Yeah. Exactly. Just glide your finger on the strings. That is enough.
Yeah. There's no necessity of you actually putting that much effort. First of all, 4 ही string है. चारों के 4 स्ट्रिंग जो है वो नायलॉन में है. आपके उंगलियां भी काफी सॉफ्ट है. क्यों ही आप इतना जोर से बजाओगे? तोड़ना है क्या? बट जरूरी नहीं है. बट एट द सेम टाइम don't glide it too soft. I mean, I know of people who also absolutely don't take any effort in that, and I'm like, sound ही कहाँ से आएगा? So you should be able to figure it out yourself as you keep practicing. That's something which will come
Yeah.
along the way as you keep practicing.
Also, keep your fingers and wrist relaxed while strumming.
Absolutely.
ज़्यादा उसको टाइट करके मत रखो हाथ को. As much as you are able to relax it while strumming, it's better.
Yeah.
And it will flow freely.
Yeah. And free flowing is absolutely important because you don't want a rigid play. You want to keep it absolutely simple. The ukulele in itself is not an instrument which has like, in metal music, everything is like cut, 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 cut. But but in when it comes to the ukulele, it's more like ching, chak, ich, chak. It's mostly that. I mean, it can get tighter, of course, but 90% of the time it's more like keep a very relaxed thing. So it all comes down to the way you hold or the way you position your
Yeah.
hands. And if
Yeah.
you go wrong in that, like for example, if your wrist does not move, if your hand moves, you'll be able to notice how rigid the sound is, and you don't want
Yeah.
that. You want to keep it absolutely flowy. So we try to use our wrist, and the right way to go
True.
about is keep your wrist flowy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's another thing where people do a lot of mistake. कि strumming करते वक्त ना वो पूरा हाथ का use करेंगे. They will they'll go like this.
Yeah.
It should not be like
Yeah.
that. You just have to use your wrist.
Yeah.
बाकी जितना भी हाथ है उसको आपको स्टेबल रखना है. जितना मूवमेंट होना चाहिए वो रिस्ट में और फिंगर में होना चाहिए.
Absolutely.
इफ यू प्ले इट विथ योर हैंड एंटायरली तो तुम्हारा पूरा हाथ दुखेगा, शोल्डर भी दुखने लगेगा. सो डोंट डू दैट. एंड देयर शुड बी अ नेचुरल स्विंग
Yeah. Absolutely.
to your wrist. Like imagine a pendulum. It goes back and forth.
Yeah.
तो तुम्हारा रिस्ट भी वैसे जाना चाहिए स्ट्रम करते वक्त, ऊपर नीचे, बैक एंड फोर्थ.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So that natural swing should happen
Yeah.
while strumming.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you keep practicing, give even half an hour every day to practice, then you should be able to see your progress. I mean, I've seen a lot of people making videos on YouTube saying day one of practice, and then they keep making videos every day of their practice sessions. And by the end of, say, whatever, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, I've seen that their hands are so super flowy. If you see people who play insane lead patterns on their from their left hand, you notice that at first it's so slow. Like, is it even working? You almost give up, but you keep practicing, and then your fingers just flow on their own, as though they are
Right.
dancing on the fretboard. I mean,
Yeah.
that is so amazing. So that comes with practice.
True. It's like working out, you know?
Yeah.
मतलब आप अगर काफी दिन बाद वर्कआउट करते हो तो आपका बॉडी पेन करेगा
Of course.
शुरुआत के 2-3 दिन. बट इवेंचुअली एज यू गेट कंसिस्टेंट विथ योर वर्कआउट, योर बॉडी बिल्ड्स अप दैट स्ट्रेंथ एंड स्टैमिना एंड एवरीथिंग. तो वो सारी चीजें अप्लाई होती है व्हेन इट कम्स टू प्लेइंग एन इंस्ट्रूमेंट एज वेल. कि तुम्हारे जो फिंगर्स में मसल मेमोरी बिल्ड होती है, धीरे धीरे स्ट्रेंथ आ जाती है फिंगर्स में. इट्स सिमिलर टू लाइक वर्किंग आउट.
Yeah. So you got to keep doing it so that you don't rust out.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, this is a very short episode, and we are coming to the end of the episode now, where
Yeah.
we are going to give you guys a tip of the day, and we are going to also discuss the question of the day.
Yeah.
So first we'll discuss on tip. Tip of the day is that you should practice with metronome
Yep.
to keep this steady rhythm. Let's discuss a little bit on that.
Metronome is such an it becomes a best friend once you actually figure out how you kind of go hand in hand with it. Metronome is such an important thing. I mean, it's like the backbone, because not all of us can actually keep a rhythm going on. Although our bodies are rhythmic in every single way, you need to sort of coordinate it at some point of time. And especially if you look at the ukulele or any instrument as not an instrument but an extension to your own body. That means that it's a separate object coming on you, and you need to start tuning your body to align with that. And when you want to keep
Yeah.
that rhythm going on, sometimes we do not have the exact pace. So that's when a metronome comes in. Now, the best part of metronomes is that back in the days, there was an actual metronome, right? You had to go and
Yeah.
purchase that. I've never really purchased one because I think by the time I was playing music, we had metronomes. So I had metronome on my keyboard. And now, if you
Hmm.
just go on Google, you don't even have to download an app. But if you want to download an app, there are metronomes and tuners available in the same app. You don't want to download, you just go and search for metronome on Google. It'll give you all of the everything that you require. I mean, you can start a metronome at any time signature 4 4 3 4 6 8 2 4 and whatever you want. And metronome is so essential. I know that we always say that just practice with the metronome, but I know that as a stage musician, I use a metronome on stage. But of
Hmm.
course, when I want to just free flow, I should be able to play without it. So I think that is one thing. It's more like uh, always practice with one, but don't get
Hmm.
absolutely dependent.
Yeah, true. You know what? Starting में metronome use करना जरूरी क्यों है? I'll tell. Is because not everyone has that natural rhythm in them. मतलब तुम song सुनते हो, you know the rhythm of the song, but while playing, sometimes it's like कुछ लोगों के साथ वो naturally आ जाता है, कुछ लोगों के साथ नहीं आता है,
Yeah.
उनको वो लाना पड़ता है with practice and efforts.
Yeah.
तो वहां पे मेट्रोनोम काफी अच्छा काम करता है टू bring that natural rhythm or internal rhythm in you.
Yeah.
And initially it's good, or it's a great practice to strum with metronome, because it will help you to sort of develop that internal rhythm into you.
Correct.
And I'll say उसको तब तक यूज करो जब तक यू फील कि तुम में वो रिदम आ गया है इंटरनल. लाइक इफ यू आर लिसनिंग टू सॉन्ग बीट्स लाइक 1 2 3 4 एंड देन यू स्ट्रम लाइक डाउन डाउन अप डाउन अप डाउन अप समथिंग लाइक दैट.
Yeah.
यू नो इट शुड गो विद द बीट्स और गो विद द फ्लो.
Yeah.
और वो स्टेडी रहना चाहिए. इट शुड नॉट आउट ऑफ सिंक.
Yeah.
Like if it's 1 2 3 4, then it should be like 1 2 3 4. वो particular beat पे ही वो particular चीज आना चाहिए.
Yes.
If you are little bit out of sync or here and there, then पूरा चीज mess up हो जाता है.
Yeah.
So वहाँ पे metronome काफी अच्छा काम करता है. And don't just get habitual of metronome. Eventually मतलब ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आप पूरा ही dependent हो जा रहे हो metronome पे. Once you get the internal rhythm, then you will be fine. You will get that instinct or gut inside you कि हाँ मेरे को ये टाइम पे ये चीज बजाना है, ऐसे बजाना है, वो naturally आ जाएगा.
Yes.
Once you get to that, and at that moment you should know that you should get rid of the metronome. Don't just be totally dependent on it. That's not a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so it's more like so when we actually want to just do a solo thing, or like for example, it's just a chill set, then you don't really need a metronome. The only use case scenario of a metronome in a professional side is when you have to do a studio recording, and then when you're actually doing a professional stage show with a lot of other musicians, and that time you have all your metronomes going on your in-ears and stuff like that. But that's a completely different use case scenario. If you ever get to that, you will understand when you should use a metronome and when you should not. But like we discussed, don't really get dependent on it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the entire thing. But yeah.
Yeah.
That should
No, like
explain.
I'm talking about very basic
Yes,
beginner level stuff.
absolutely.
As an individual, not everyone do stage shows,
Yeah.
right? So you have experience in that and you know where that comes to play.
Yeah.
So when someone is getting started with the instrument, it's just a good thing
Practice.
to keep with you. Yeah.
Yeah. That brings us to the last thing for today, which is
Yeah.
the question of the episode. What is the question of the episode? I mean, this is probably one of the most asked things. That is why we bring it into this particular section. So yeah,
Where to strum?
where to strum? मतलब it's not like सर पे बजाओ या घुटने पे बजाओ. When you have a ukulele, you often are confused. Which part of the ukulele should you actually strum on? Because yeah, that's a very important question, of course.
Yeah. So ideally स्वीट स्पॉट रहता है जहाँ पे उकुलेले का नेक और बॉडी मीट करता है जस्ट अबव द साउंड होल जहाँ पे आपका फ्रेट बोर्ड थोड़ा एक्सटेंड होता है ऑन द बॉडी ऑफ द उकुलेले.
Right.
That is the sweet spot where you should actually do the strum.
Yeah. Like if you ask us why, there is an explanation to that कि जो extreme right में है ब्रिज के तरफ तो वहाँ पर टेंशन ज़्यादा है. So the strings won't ring as much. And left side पे तो तुम fretboard पे left hand से पकड़ रहे हो. So there is this one space where the body is just below and the neck is right on it. And वहाँ पर आप अगर बजाओगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि जो tension of the string वहाँ पर है, it's very less and it's easier. You won't hurt your fingers. You won't hurt the ukulele. Plus, the sound will be absolutely amazing, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, that's
true.
That's what we call the sweet spot, and that's not something we both call as a sweet spot. I think it is universally claimed as the sweet spot.
Yeah. Also, if you go to the extreme right or left of the ukulele than the sweet spot, तो sound जो है वो भी change होता है.
Change होगा.
It doesn't come as pleasant as जो sweet spot में रहता है. So strum where your body and neck are meeting.
Yeah.
On the ukulele. मतलब ukulele का body खुद का नहीं.
Yeah,
no,
of course.
Freak, no, that was a bad joke.
It's okay. This is going to be on the podcast. This is not getting edited out.
Oh God.
All right. Anyway, so I mean that's pretty much it for our episode on strumming. If you guys have enjoyed this, make sure to follow us on all social media. Our social media handles are going to be in description. But you can follow us on
the UkePod on Instagram. And you can also mail us on theukepod@gmail.com just in case if you have any suggestions or if you want us to discuss something on the podcast or if you want to share your stories or journey with the instrument, we would love to hear from you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us and a very, very, very happy new year to all of you. I hope that 2021 is a great year for all of us. We shall cross our fingers, buy more ukuleles, listen to our podcast, share it with all your friends, and we will all see you in the next one on the 15th of January.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. Happy New Year to all of you. We'll see you guys in the next one. And until we meet, keep strumming. Bye.
Bye-bye.